So, in this video, let us see the top 10 unfortunate deaths or very embarrassing deaths. So, number 10, Empedocles died 430 BC. Manner of death was threw himself into a volcano to become immortal. Empedocles was a Greek philosopher, probably best remembered for his classical theory of the four elements. He was the last Greek philosopher to write his theories down in verse form. Legend has it that Empedocles threw himself into the active volcano Mount Etna in Sicily in order to fool his followers into believing that his body had vanished and that he would return as a god. Unfortunately for Empedocles, one of his sandals survived the fury of the volcano and his followers discovered it, revealing their leader's deceit. The number 9 embarrassing death is Pharhas of Epirus, died 272 BC. The manner of death was killed when he was stunned by a tile thrown by an old lady. Pyrrhus of Epirus was one of the greatest conquerors, although heavy losses in one campaign led to the term Pyrrhic victory being coined in his honor. Pyrrhus was such a great warrior that a Spartan royal asked him to defeat Sparta and put him on the throne. Pyrrhus was defeated, having underestimated the strength of the Spartan warriors, so he moved on to his next campaign in Argos. As he entered the city through the narrow streets on the back of an elephant, an old woman, unhappy with the conflict, threw a roof tile at him from the balcony. The tile stunned Pyrrhus, which allowed a common foot soldier to stab him, killing him. The number 8 embarrassing death is Eleazar Maccabeus, died 162 BC. Manner of death was killed by the elephant he killed. Eleazar Maccabeus' death is told in the Old Testament book of 1 Maccabees. During the battle of Beth Jezreel, Elijah thought he saw the enemy, King Antiochus, riding an elephant nearby, thinking he would perform a heroic act by killing the elephant and king. Eleazar jumped under the elephant and stabbed it in the stomach with his spear. The dead elephant fell right on top of Eleazar, killing him instantly. To add insult to injury, it was not even the king's elephant. The seventh embarrassing death was Emperor Valerian, died 260 AD. Manner of death was used as a footstool, then skinned. Valerian was a Roman nobleman who became Emperor Valerian I. During his disastrous reign, the Western Empire fell into total despair. In 260 AD, Valerian was defeated in the Battle of Edessa and taken captive by the Persian king Shapur I. In order to humiliate the emperor, Shapur used him as a footstool. When he grew tired of his footstool, Shapur had Valerian skinned and had his skin stuffed with dung and straw and put on display in one of the large Persian temples. This is this was the seventh embarrassing murder used as a footstool and then skinned. It happened 260 AD. Number sixth embarrassing death happened 1970 sorry 1322 AD. That is Humphrey de Bohun. Manner of death was speared through the anus. Humphrey de Bohun was a member of a very powerful Anglo-Norman family in England. He spoke out against the excesses of the king, Edward II, while leading troops at the Battle of Boroughbridge. Humphrey de Bohun, fourth Earl of Hereford, met with a rather unpleasant end. Strangely, death via anal insertion was not entirely uncommon during this period of the Middle Ages, as the next item will attest. Number 5. King Edward II died 1327 AD. Manner of death was speared through the anus with a hot poker. Edward II was King of England for 20 years, that is 1307 to 1327. Edward greatly upset the nobility in England because he preferred low born citizens and had many special male friends who received extravagant and expensive gifts. After he abdicated the throne and was imprisoned, his wife Isabella, disturbed by the close relationship the king had shared with a young man in the royal court, brought about his execution in secret. Number 4. Number 4th embarrassing death was Humayun, died 1556 AD. Manner of death was tripped over his skirts and fell down some stairs. Humayun was a Mughal emperor who ruled modern Afghanistan, Pakistan, and parts of northern India from 1530 to 1540, and again from 1555 1556. He was a great lover of the arts and astronomy and left behind a great legacy as a consequence. He was also very religious, and this is what led to his downfall, literally. As he was carrying books from the library, Humayun heard the Muslim call to prayer. It was his habit to kneel on one knee when the call was made, and as he bent his knee, his foot got caught in the folds of his long robes. He happened to be standing at the top of a small flight of stairs. He fell all the way down and hit his temple on a jogged rock, killing him. Number 3, third embarrassing death was Arthur Aston, died 1649 AD. Manner of death was beaten to death with his wooden leg. Sir Arthur Aston was a lifelong professional soldier, most noted for his support for King Charles I in the English Civil War. He was a great soldier who saw a great deal of action during his lifetime. In September 1644, he fell from a horse and ended up with a wooden leg, which was later used in his murder. In 1649, after 5 years of this incident, Oliver Cromwell's forces attacked his town in the siege of dogged and ordered everyone be executed. Aston offered to surrender, but the soldiers who captured him believed he was hiding gold in his leg. They ripped it off and beat him to break open the leg. Unfortunately, it was solid wood and it killed Aston. The second embarrassing death was Julian Offray de la Matry, died 1751 AD. Manner of death was ironically ate himself to death. Julian Offray de la Matry was a French doctor, philosopher, and potentially the founder of cognitive science. He believed that sensual pleasures such as eating, sex, and play were the sole reason for life, and so he decided to live his life by that principle. Julian was an atheist and believed that life on earth was just a farce to be lived and ended in self gratification. Ironically, he died rather painfully after eating too much truffle pet at, at a feast held in his honor by a man he cured of an illness. The number one embarrassing death was Bando Mitsugoro VIII, died 1975 AD. Manner of death was died after eating pufferfish, which he claimed to be immune to. Bando Mitsugoro VIII was one of Japan's most highly regarded kabuki, a type of dance or drama actor, so much so that he was declared a national treasure. On the 16th of January, the natural treasure decided to dine out on fugu liver, highly toxic, claiming that he was immune to it. The fugu chef who served him said that he simply could not refuse to serve the deadly livers to such an esteemed gentleman. Needless to say, Mitsugoro died within 7 hours. These are the 10 most pathetic or embarrassing deaths happened in the history.